Welcome back to BlockTV. It's time now for Crypto Calendar, where we look ahead at the major events unfolding in the cryptosphere. And on the 10th of September, Tel Aviv will be hosting a blockchain community event named DNDD, aka Decentralized Finance dApps Day, an event that brings together the biggest and most active names from the local startup and investment ecosystem, with major industry figures from abroad. This event is part of the Tel Aviv Blockchain Week taking place between the 8th and 16th of September. And one of the former is sitting here with us today. I'd like to welcome Or Perelman, co-founder and COO of Chromia and Chromaway. Or, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you very much, my pleasure.
All right, so now before we get into DNDD and what's going to be happening during that week and exciting developments there, I understand that you guys at Chromia have a bit of a new announcement of something that's coming out now. What can you tell us?
Yes, so we basically announced Chromia Studios, which will be mainly focused on blockchain and games and adoption for blockchain and games within our protocol in Chromia. We decided to focus on that first use case a year back before it started to be trendy and hot, because we think it can be the shortest way to adoption, unlike other enterprise use cases, which we've been selling before to a lot of governments and enterprises and so forth. So we know how much time it can take, and games are much shorter path to that. So it can take up to 4 months to develop a fully title, rather than 4 months to a POC. That might be or might be not with users. So that's why we decided to do that, and we were focusing on games and building existing tooling for game developers that they won't need to know anything beyond they already know in Unity, Coco, and all of those others game engines that they are very familiar with to develop blockchain applications.
Oh, fantastic. And another element that comes up a lot in your companies, you talk about relational blockchains. Could you break that down a little bit for our viewers?
Yeah, sure thing. So we are a very old company since 2014 in the space, and we built the first token protocol in the world called Colorcoins, which was a famous project back in 2012. And while we were building on Bitcoin, we realized while people pitch you blockchain as a database, blockchain is a very poorly handled database. So what we ended up doing was combining relational databases with blockchains, which means that developers don't need to know Solidity or any kind of other languages than SQL, Postgres, or current relational languages they already know it and familiar with. So it will be very easy to develop for blockchain applications. They won't need to use any third-party tooling in order to fetch queries from the blockchain or index or search in the blockchain. They will be able to do it natively on top of our chain. So that's what we basically are doing. We are integrating existing tools within our protocol, so developers won't even need to know anything else than what they already know.
Okay. And now, obviously, early in September, we've got this DNDD event coming up, a big community event going to be taking place. Can you tell us a little bit about what's in store there, what's coming up, and you're going to be a key speaker there, I understand.
Yeah, I will be at the event. I will be speaking and also participating in the panel. A lot of good, amazing speakers will be there. A lot of companies will be there. A lot of visitors are from outside of Israel, so please do come, because it's already the conference already has pretty big name speakers.
Certainly, because there will be some big speakers there. And an interesting point, the tagline for DNDD is educational content with a focus on biddling, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. So what is biddling, and how is that different to building in your mind?
That's a good question. Well, I guess it was coined when the market was down. Mm-hmm. So people needed some funny memes to conflict with the downness of the market. So that's how it began to be trendy. So people could actually keep on building instead of focusing on the market prices. And I think that's where kind of became trendy as a meme. But yeah, I mean, it's basically for entrepreneurs to keep on building instead of focusing on the price itself, price speculation, and so forth. And I think, yeah, I mean, that's what it is.
Yeah, no, fair enough. That's a solid explanation. As well, I just want to ask, to explain for some viewers around the world here, this event will be taking place in Israel, the Tel Aviv Blockchain Week. Why do you think Israel is a good place to host an event like this, and what advantages are there of hosting something like that in a place like Israel?
So I think Israel has one of the biggest crypto community in the world. In the Bitcoin Israeli group, you have above 5,000 people, even if not more now. So we have a very large ecosystem, very interesting companies that are building a lot of interesting stuff in different sectors in the blockchain space. And fairly heavy funded companies as well. So I think it's a fairly growing space inside the Israeli ecosystem, and we have one of the most brilliant guys in the world.
There's certainly much to look forward to. Is there anything in particular that stands out for you? Any particular events or speakers you're eager to see during the Tel Aviv Blockchain Week?
Yeah, a lot of them are all friends of mine, so I'll be happy to hang out with the old school guys as well that will be coming a lot, like Jameson Loop and a lot of others. And that's about it.
Yeah, certainly many people coming in, a good chance for the community that's so often decentralized around the world to get together.
Certainly.
I want to thank you so much all for breaking down a little bit about what you guys do and what's happening, and thanks as well to look forward out for the crypto space, what's going to be happening in the future here in Crypto Calendar. Make sure you keep Tel Aviv Blockchain Week in your calendar, September 8th to 16th. There'll be so much happening. We'll be covering it right here at BlockTV, so stay with us at blocktv.com for all the latest in news and information. I'm Ashley Westrop Evans. Thanks for watching.
For more news and updates, follow us on Twitter.